Hello everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome to my January reset video. Now, I've never done one of these videos before, so we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think if you enjoy these videos. I've watched several other YouTubers do these videos before, and I really enjoy watching them, especially from booktubers, so I thought I would try my hand at my own little reset vlog because there are a lot of things that I want to cover going into the new year and some new habits that I want to pick up for the start of each month. So we're going to cover a few things in this vlog. First and foremost, I have filmed several videos in this sweatshirt today. So if you see a lot of videos with me in this sweatshirt, I'm not changing between each video because I am too lazy for that, and I have a lot to do today, including this reset video because there are a few things that I want to cover. So let's go over kind of my to-do list for this video. So some of the things that I want to accomplish today in this reset video is I want to count my TBR books. Now, each month I am hoping to count my TBR books to see if I am actually reading the books on my TBR and if I'm also adding too many. So I'm going to count them and I will let you know the number, so that way going into 2024 we know exactly how many books that I own that I haven't read, because there are a lot. I also want to dust my bookshelves. This is something I want to do at the beginning of each month because I clearly own a ton of black bookshelves, so you can obviously see dust on them and it gets really dusty really quickly. So this is one of the things that I want to do at least once a month to make sure my shelves look nice and pristine. I also need to vacuum my room. That is another thing that I want to get better at. I shed a lot of hair, so my carpets are dark and you can see my blonde hair on them. So I just want to use some of these reset videos as a way to make sure my space is clean. I also need to go through Pango books, and I have a lot of books I need to list. You can kind of see over here this stack of books. I have a lot of unhaul books that are just sitting there that I just need to put them onto Pango books. I also want to go over kind of a little TBR. So in 2024, one of my goals is to actually read my ARCs and NetGalley books like before they come out. So each month I'm going to make a list of all of those books that I own that are coming out within the month, and I'm hoping to read those within the month so I can actually get my reviews up. Novelty idea right there. And then I also want to go over potential video plans for the month of January. Now, since I became a teacher in August, I have really let my video making go, and it's not because I'm too tired at the end of the school day. It is simply because I am too lazy. So I want to try to find a healthy balance between time to rest and also time where I can film, because now that I'm on Christmas break, I have been filming a lot of videos and I'm finding so much joy in it. So that is something I want to keep going with. So hopefully I can create some video plans and ideas and actually execute those. And the last thing I want to go over is also goals for 2024. I don't want to make an entire goals video because I honestly don't think I have that many goals to go over, but there are a few things I want to touch on. So I can't promise this reset video is going to be aesthetic as some of the other videos I have seen. I'm just not that kind of person, even though I wish I was, but I am going to take you along as we reset for the new year and for January. Okay, so this entire shelf right here is all TBR books, but wait, there's more. So I also have this entire TBR cart double stacked of unread books, and this top shelf of this tiny bookshelf is also unread books. Alright, counting up my TBR books, all of my unread books that I currently have on my shelves, there are 203. Honestly, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I would have loved to be under 200 books, but that goal is in sight. Hopefully, very beginning of January, I can get under 200 books and keep it that way. I have a big goal. Sneak peek for my goals is to not buy as many books this next year. I kept a spreadsheet of all of the books I purchased and how much money I spent in 2023, and I would not like to repeat that. So right now, 203 books that I haven't read. I am totally okay with that. It gives me options, and I'm hoping to focus on my physical reads this next year. Now, there are times when I am completely only in the mood to read a Kindle book or an ebook from my library, and that is totally okay, but my ultimate goal is to get under 200 books, and I'm only like 3 or 4 away from that, so that is totally doable. shelves have been dusted. So I'm gonna take a little break from cleaning and move on to the Pango book section. So let me bring you down a level and take you to all of the books that I have stacked up on my floor that I need to list on my Pango store. All right, sitting with my two pretty big stacks of books I am planning on hauling. These are books that I have removed from my shelves within the last few weeks. Either I'm no longer interested in reading them, or I have read them and I didn't really care for them, so I really don't need them anymore. So I'm going to go through really fast and show you what they are. I already do have books listed on my Pango store, but these will be added to them today because I'm making this video, so I need to not be lazy. So we have Sabriel by Garth Nix. The Star Touch Queen by Roshni Chokshi. This one is actually signed. It is personalized to me because I did meet her a few years ago, but it is signed by her. Then we have Are We Shot in the End of Time, also by Roshni Chokshi. This one has a signed book plate. Then we have the sequel by also Roshni Chokshi, duh, Are We Shot in the Song of Death. Then Tiger Honor by Yoon-Ha Lee. Loved the first book, did not like this sequel. My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. Next we have The Masterpiece by Francine Rivers. I know I would love this book if I read it, but it's just big and I just am never reaching for it. The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. Let's be real, the only reason I have this book is because it's Stephanie Meyer. Then we have The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I've had this one for a while and I just haven't read it. Same for this one, The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. Artemis Fowl by Ewan Colfer. I was interested in reading this whole series, but not really interested anymore. Hostage 3 by Nick Lake. Honestly, have no idea where this book came from. Moving on to stack number 2, we have The Winter Duke. This one I'm unhauling because I am no longer interested in reading fantasy. We have Lost Voices by Sarah Porter. This one is also signed in purple pen right there. Then we have a book I DNF'd, Vamps by Nicole Arend. This next book I have read and I own a copy of this already, and this is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the anniversary edition, which is fine, it's pretty, but I do not like this series of hers in the Shadowhunter world. I love this first book, but I hate the next two books, and so I'm not going to collect these editions, so I don't need this first one. I might as well give it to somebody who like really loves that series because it's the worst of hers in my opinion. I have The Lost by Natasha Preston. The Last Houseguest by Megan Miranda. I have The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. This one is also signed. Then I have Girl of Nightmares by Kendara Blake. I love this first book, didn't really like the sequel at all. I have Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I have The Pretty Sprayed Edges, and I did enjoy this book, I just don't need to keep it. And then I have When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon, and this one is also signed. It is personalized because I did meet her, but I didn't really like this book, so I don't need to keep it. I have Where She Went by Gail Forman. The first book in this duology is very, 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 very special to me, but the sequel is kind of separate in my mind from that, so I don't really need the sequel to that. And then I have The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and this is actually an ARC. So I'm probably going to put this in a little figure library because I'm not going to sell it. So sorry, this one's not going on Pango. Then I also have Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. And the last one I have is Never Night by Jay Kristoff. This is a signed first edition. I like pre-ordered this. There's his signature. I will say if you're interested in this, there is like, you can't even see, but there looks like somebody like got a box cutter kind of to it, but it's not ripped. It's just like there's a little indentation. But yeah, I like pre-ordered this when it first came out, but it's fantasy, not interested. So those are all the books that I'm going to put on my Pango bookstore. I'm going to do that right now so I don't procrastinate anymore. So once again, if you're interested, they will be on my store. You can go look at them and purchase them if you'd like. All right, Pango books have been posted. People are already wishlisting them, so fingers crossed some of them go to a better home. But now we are moving on to the rest of the cleaning, which is vacuuming. You can see my vacuum back there. I also have stuff on the floor here that I need to pick up, so I'm going to hang some stuff up and then I'm going to vacuum. So cue montage. Okay, cleaning is officially done. So now I am moving on into the section of my TBR and potential video plans. Now listen, I don't really make TBRs anymore. I just kind of read wherever the wind takes me, whatever my heart desires. And right now, these are the books that my heart desires. So this is what I'm going to hopefully read, but if plans change, then plans change. It's fine. But at the beginning of this video, I talked about NetGalley and how I want to actually read the books that I'm approved for before they actually come out. So I always have a calendar of all of my NetGalley releases, and I have made a list now of the books that I need to read. And so these are like my priority, I guess, because I need to read my NetGalley books. Okay, so the first NetGalley book I have is The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland, and this cover is beautiful. It comes out on January 30th, and this is from the author of House of Hollow. Do I know what this one's about? No, I do not. But it says this is a seductive, witchy thriller. Both men and demons lurk in shadows. Girls refuse to go quietly into the night. So there's a little spooky creepiness going on, and maybe some girls standing up for themselves, and some kidnapping, maybe? I'm not sure. But I have it from NetGalley, and I will be reading it. The other one I have is something I actually have. I'm holding it in my hands right now, and I cannot believe I'm holding it in my hands. So thank you so much, Sell It On Books, for sending this to me. I don't even know what I did to deserve this, but it is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Oh my goodness. Once again, I don't really even know what this is about, but I love Alex Michaelides. And so I'm gonna love this, right? I mean, that's the thing. But it just says this is a tale of murder. Or maybe that's not quite true. At its heart, it's a love story, isn't it? What? Intriguing. So I am hoping to read this at the beginning because I'm also going to be reading this in a video. So those are my two ARC/NetGalley books that I need to read in January. 2 is not bad. Sometimes I have like a million NetGalley books, so 2 is definitely doable. Now, as for a video that I have planned, right now I am planning on starting out the year reading the shortest books on my TBR. Last year I did the same thing and also made a vlog of it, and I feel like it is a great way for me to start the year because I'm getting books off my TBR, but it's also short books, so it's making me feel really productive at the beginning of the year. So let me go through some of those books that I want to read. Of course, the first one is The Fury. So this book is only, I mean, all of these books are under 300 pages, so they're short. Next, I have Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. Then I have The Godhead Complex by James Dashner. This is book 2 in his new Maze Runner series. The first one is called, the first one's called The Maze Cutter, and this is the sequel. Did not love The Maze Cutter, but I will read anything in this world, so we're going to read it. I actually read the first book for this video last year, and then the last one for that vlog will be Little Eve by Catriona Ward. So those are all short books that I will be starting out the year with. I'm not sure which one will be the very first one, but those are what I'm planning. And I have one more book I would like to start in January, and that is The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. This is book 1, or it's actually called The Hidden Oracle. This is book 1 in The Trials of Apollo. So last year, I spent the year rereading Percy Jackson and the Olympians and the Heroes of Olympus series. So I finished that reread, and now I am diving into unknown territory because I have not read this series yet. And I'm excited because I am completely obsessed with Percy Jackson. I mean, I've always been in love with it, but my reread was some of the most fun I've ever had. And now with the TV show out, I'm excited. So I'm hoping to get this one soon because now that I've reread those, I don't want to put the series off forever. So those are the books that I am planning to get to in January with some potential video ideas. Let me know what you have planned for January. Alright, now we are moving into the final portion of this reset vlog, and that is my 2024 goals for this channel, for my reading, all of that. So I don't have a ton of goals. I don't want to really set anything in stone because last year I set a lot of goals and didn't really reach them, but towards the end of this year, I guess the second half, I have been way more chill with my reading, and I've been having so much more fun because I am not setting kind of these limits and putting myself in kind of like this net of things that I have to do. So that's one of my goals, is to just be more chill and continue that like I have started it this year. Another goal is to read my physical books. That is always a goal of mine. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I have 203 unread books that I currently own, and I would like to get that down. Now, I am not going to set a specific number. Last year I did that and I didn't hit it, so I would just like it to be less than 203. Easy, right? Simple. Hopefully I can do that, because another one of my goals that helps with that is my book buying habits. I tracked how much I spent and I did not enjoy how much I spent, and I'm kind of not loving book buying right now, which is kind of weird, but I think it's because I already have so many books that I own that I haven't read, and I am out of space. I don't need more books. I have other expenses. I'm an adult. I have a library now. I read on my Kindle a lot, and I love reading on my Kindle. So I want to buy less books. Now, I'm not going on a strict book buying ban. I'm still going to buy books from authors that are like auto-buy authors for me that I absolutely love, and maybe some special editions here and there, because now that I have adult money, I can do what I want. But that is one of my goals, is to buy less books, which I think is attainable, because knowing how much I spent in 2023 and the fact that I'm tracking it, I think I could easily do that. And I think the final goal I have for myself is to not forget about my YouTube channel. I haven't really uploaded in the past few months because of my teaching job, and like I said, I'm pretty sure I said it at the beginning, it's not that I'm tired at the end of the day, it's just that I'm lazy. I am a marathoner. I am not lazy, but when it comes to certain aspects, I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like doing that. But I have so much fun filming these videos, and I get a lot of joy out of it, and I love talking about books, and I like putting my opinion out there because a lot of times it's a little scandalous, but I just don't want to neglect my YouTube channel, and so I'm hoping to film more. That is literally the simple goal, is film more. I don't have to be consistent. I don't have to upload once or twice a week. Just film more, post a video, don't go 2 months without posting, and that's really my goals. Short, sweet, simple, very attainable. So overall, that is my January reset. I really hope you enjoyed it, because I actually had so much fun filming this video, and I can't wait until like next month's reset. But if you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave the clock emoji. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all my social media links will be down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!